One of the most visible comeback stories in Iraq is its national airline. Iraqi Airways is getting a huge influx of cash, top-of-the-line new planes, and new routes. Correspondent David McDougall has that story from Baghdad.
For years, it's been the butt of travelers' jokes. Iraqi Airways, nicknamed God-willing airlines for its poor service and inability to maintain a reliable schedule. Now, the fortunes of Iraq's national carrier, the oldest in the Middle East, are changing for the better. The cornerstone of its comeback, a $5 billion government investment in new aircraft, including regional jets from Canada and a fleet of Boeing's 787 Dreamliners.
Iraqi Airways set up since 1974 exactly was all Boeing. So we are very happy with the experience with Boeing for the last 35 years, and looking forward to have the same experience with Boeing for the future.
It's been a busy few years for Iraqi Airways. After the 2003 invasion, it launched a handful of internal routes, finally able to serve domestic passengers after a long period of crippling economic sanctions, a no-fly zone and legal disputes. Those actions were aimed at containing Saddam Hussein, but they left the airline virtually grounded. Now, Iraqis are lining up to buy tickets. At a time when many other airlines are cutting back or going bankrupt, Iraqi Airways is planning to expand, with new routes to places like China, India, London and New York. But they're entering an already crowded Middle Eastern market for long and short-haul airlines. And they'll have to compete with established industry players like Royal Jordanian, Qatar Airways, Emirates and Gulf Air. At the very least, to compete with its rivals, Iraqi Airways will have to overhaul its e-ticketing capabilities, and Baghdad International Airport, a bastion of 80s architecture, needs some serious refurbishment to cope with the demands of modern air travel. But with spiralling fuel costs and an uncertain future for many airlines, is this the right time to be spending so heavily on new aircraft?
I think for Iraqi Airways, it's not a matter of expanding, it's a matter of restarting. If you're going to have a national airline for Iraq, now is as good a time as any to go ahead and start a carrier.
As a state company, Iraqi Airways is under no pressure to make a profit, but already it's got some promising economic indicators, including passenger yields other airlines would be envious of. The daily Baghdad-Dubai flight is usually 99% sold, a good omen for an airline struggling to take off after years on the tarmac. In Baghdad, David McDougall, Fox News.
Multiple David McDougalls reporting.